Connor Zilisch came to Circuit of the Americas with huge expectations. The rookie had speed, confidence, and a real chance to prove himself. But in just a few seconds, a violent chain reaction crash involving Cindric and Zane turned his race into complete chaos. From the moment the weekend began, the spotlight was firmly on Zilisch. His performances on road courses and other series had already built a reputation for him as a driver who understood the rhythm of these circuits. Many believed that if there was a track where he could surprise the NASCAR world early in his Cup career, this was the one. Circuit of the Americas is unlike most tracks on the NASCAR schedule. It stretches over 3 miles and features 20 turns that test every aspect of a driver's skill. Long straights lead into heavy braking zones. Fast-sweeping corners quickly transition into tight technical sections. Every lap demands concentration. Drivers cannot relax for even a moment. But as challenging as the layout is, one of the most dangerous moments in any race at COTA is the restart. Restarts compress the entire field into a tight pack of aggressive drivers, all fighting for position at the same time. With cold tires, limited grip, and drivers eager to gain spots, chaos often erupts in seconds. That danger would soon become very real. Early in the race, Zilisch looked calm and composed. For a rookie competing against experienced veterans, he showed impressive confidence behind the wheel. His car had good pace, and he was holding position while learning how the race was unfolding around him. Rookies often struggle with patience during their early NASCAR starts. The temptation to push too hard too early can lead to mistakes. Zilisch avoided that trap. He kept the car clean and focused on building momentum throughout the race. As the laps continued, the intensity around the track increased. Drivers were battling hard for position, knowing that passing opportunities at COTA can disappear quickly if you lose track position. Then the caution came out. For many drivers, cautions create opportunities. The field bunches together, strategies reset, and positions can change rapidly. But cautions also create the most unpredictable moments of the race. When the pace car pulled away and the field accelerated toward the restart zone, the tension immediately rose. Every driver knew that the first few corners after the restart would be critical. As the green flag waved, the pack surged forward. Engines roared as dozens of cars accelerated toward Turn 1, one of the tightest and most chaotic corners on the entire circuit. Drivers fanned out across the track searching for space. In the middle of that storm of horsepower and desperation, Cindric and Zane found themselves in a dangerous position. Both drivers were fighting for position while trying to navigate the tight pack of cars surrounding them. Contact happened. Cindric was suddenly sent into Smith. The impact pushed Smith sideways with very little time to react. At racing speeds, the margin for recovery is almost non-existent. Smith's car was thrown toward another competitor who had no warning that trouble was coming. That driver was Connor Zilisch. The rookie was focused on managing the restart and protecting his position. But suddenly, a car was sliding violently toward him. Smith's machine slammed into the left rear of Zilisch's car with tremendous force. In an instant, the rookie's race was turned upside down. The impact snapped the rear of Zilisch's car around, sending him spinning across the track. Smoke poured from the tires as the car rotated helplessly. Other drivers scattered around him, trying to avoid becoming part of the wreck. For a few terrifying seconds, the scene was pure chaos. Cars darted left and right, searching for escape routes, while Zilisch's car spun through the middle of the pack. Moments like this happen incredibly fast in racing. What feels like an eternity to fans watching on television actually unfolds in just a few seconds. By the time the dust settled, the damage was done. Zilisch's momentum was gone. A promising race that had started with so much optimism had suddenly become a fight just to survive. The restart crash served as another brutal reminder of how unforgiving NASCAR racing can be, especially on road courses where tight corners force the field into close quarters. For rookies, these moments are particularly painful. Young drivers enter the series hoping to prove themselves. They work tirelessly to prepare for each race. Every lap becomes a chance to demonstrate their potential. But sometimes the outcome is decided by events completely outside their control. Zilisch had done nothing wrong in that moment. He had positioned his car carefully and focused on navigating the restart cleanly. Yet racing can be cruel. A chain reaction crash erased his progress in seconds. After the spin, the rookie gathered the car and tried to continue. Drivers are trained to reset mentally after incidents like this. The ability to recover emotionally is just as important as mechanical skill behind the wheel. But the reality was clear. The race that once looked promising had become a struggle. The damage to the car affected handling. Track position was lost, and the rhythm that drivers work so hard to maintain throughout a race was completely disrupted. Meanwhile, the rest of the field continued pushing forward. At COTA, momentum matters. Once a driver loses it, climbing back through the pack becomes extremely difficult. The circuit's technical nature makes passing challenging even when your car's fast. When the car's damaged, the challenge becomes even greater. Still, Zilisch continued pushing. That determination is part of what makes great drivers stand out. Even when the race goes wrong, they refuse to give up. For fans watching the rookie's journey, the crash was disappointing, but also revealing. It showed just how unpredictable NASCAR racing can be. One moment, a driver is building momentum. The next moment, everything changes. Chain reaction accidents are among the most frustrating types of incidents in motorsports. They begin with a single contact, but quickly involve multiple drivers who had no opportunity to avoid the situation. That is exactly what happened at COTA. Cindric's contact with Smith triggered the sequence. Smith's car then struck Zilisch, creating a domino effect that destroyed the rookie's progress. These types of crashes are not uncommon on restarts, especially on tracks with tight corners immediately after the green flag. Drivers accelerate aggressively because they know positions can be gained quickly. But with the entire field packed together, even small mistakes carry huge consequences. COTA's Turn 1 has become infamous for these moments. The corner is tight, uphill, and requires heavy braking. When 30-plus cars arrive there at once, the chances of contact rise dramatically. Every driver enters that corner knowing it can define their race. For Connor Zilisch, it certainly did. Yet despite the disappointment, the moment also became another step in his development as a NASCAR driver. Every rookie faces adversity. Some of the greatest drivers in the history of the sport endured crashes, mechanical failures, and frustrating races early in their careers. Those experiences become lessons that shape how drivers respond to pressure later. Zilisch will remember this race. He will remember how quickly things changed. He will remember how unforgiving restarts can be. And he will remember the importance of staying mentally strong when setbacks happen. Fans often focus only on victories and highlights, but the difficult races are often the ones that build a driver's character. For Zilisch, the COTA crash became part of that learning process. It demonstrated the raw intensity of NASCAR competition and the unpredictable nature of road course racing. Even the most prepared drivers cannot control every situation around them.